guys, so we got a Honda Odyssey here.
Alright guys, so I actually forgot to film the part where I removed the fill plug. So this is actually where the fill plug is. Let's rewind it back. Okay guys, so there's the engine cover. It says Earth Dreams, and follow where my head's gonna go. Right below the battery, that's where the fill plug is. Right there. And to remove that, you're gonna need a long extension and an 8mm hex with a ratchet. Remove that before you go underneath and drain the fluid.
This is a 2018 Odyssey, and I'm gonna perform a sub 3 transmission fluid drain and fill. So the first step you're gonna do is I'm gonna remove this cover right here. So there's a clip right here. There's a screwdriver here, a clip right here, and 10mm clip right here, and a 10mm. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. And by the way, this is the engine oil pan, and yeah, so behind this cover is the transmission. Oil pan right here, and you're gonna see the transmission right here. Now this is the drain plug right here. I've already loosened it. Yeah, so you're gonna need a 8mm hex to loosen that, and then just drain it. Make sure that you have a bucket to find out how much it came out, so then you can compare what the capacity spec is, and I'll tell you guys what the capacity spec is later on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drain this. So I'm going to remove the drain plug here. There you go. And it looks like that. Sort of like a green color-ish fluid. And this is the most expensive transmission fluid with Honda, going for $70 a liter. And you're gonna need it's actually a 3.3 liter for the capacity spec, so I'm gonna end up putting in 3.5 anyway. Just want to add a little bit more. And there is a level checker check, so you're gonna have to remove that, right, to check for the level after you fill it up. So I'm almost done draining here. I'm gonna put the drain plug in. Okay guys, so this is the drain plug right here, and it's got a rubber gasket, so we don't really need to change and replace them. Same thing with the fill plug. Got a rubber gasket, so yes, just snug it, tighten back on, and you should be good to go. Alright guys, so I'm gonna put this back in. Yeah. I'm going to torque this to 26 foot-pounds. Okay. Alright guys, so this is torque to spec, and let's see how much came out of the transmission pan. Looks like 2.8 came out of there. So obviously you know that the rest of the fluids have been burned out. So that's why it's a lot less. So right now I'll go fill it up first from the top, and then I'll open up the level checker to see if the level's good. Alright guys, so this is the fluid. It cost like $71 each liter. ATF Type 3.1, and make sure that you shake well before using. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. I'm gonna put 3.5 or a little bit more, 3.6, 3.7. Alright, and these are the tools that I'm gonna use because this is not long enough to reach the fill, so I'm using this. I'm gonna squeeze it in there and direct that to the hole. I see the hole there, so that's gonna go in there, and I'm just gonna put that on top of it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. Alright guys, so I've already put 3 liters in, so now I'm gonna put not exactly 3.3 because that's what the spec capacity spec is, so I'm gonna go add a little bit more, so I'm gonna add extra 0.3 or 0.4, so I'm gonna go 0.7 on this. Alright, so I'll go ahead and dump this. Alright, alright, so I put in about 0.6, almost 0.6, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. There you go, so 3.6, so 0.6 off a liter, so that's what I add in here. I'm gonna go ahead and start the vehicle and go through all the gears, and then I'm gonna check the level. Alright, so before I go in and drive the car, I'm gonna go ahead remove this, and I'm gonna put the plug back in. The plug torque spec is also 26 foot-pounds. Alright, alright guys, so I'm putting the plug back in there. Make sure that you clean the surface before you put it in, and I'm gonna torque this to 26 foot-pounds, and then I'm gonna go inside the car and run the vehicle with the foot on the brake to run through all the gears and reach a specific temperature, and I'm gonna go open up the level check. Yeah, so I'm gonna torque this and I'm gonna go inside. Yeah guys, so if you don't have any HDS to look at data list how what the temperatures of the fluid, just run the vehicle, run it at 2500 RPM for 5 minutes, and then yeah, leave the car running, go remove the level check plug, and then if you see it dripping, that's good guys. But yeah, in my case I had to check it in my data list, and it was on the 40 degrees Celsius mark, and that's when I went down and checked the leveler check. Alright guys, so I'm in the car. The fill plug is torqued to 26 foot-pounds, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the vehicle. Okay guys, so the car is running. I'm gonna go ahead and put my foot on the brake all the way down, and I'm gonna go through all the gears, starting in reverse. 10 seconds. 10 1000. I'm gonna go to neutral. 10 seconds. And go to drive DNS. 10 seconds. And I'm gonna go back to N, to reverse, and to park. Alright, and I'm gonna run this vehicle until it hits operating temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and 2500 RPM until I reach the temperature that I want. Alright guys, so I'm I'm almost at a temperature which is 37 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius. So you want to be in between in that temperature. And then I can go ahead and go underneath the car and remove the level check plug to see if there is a drip. Alright, so I'm gonna hold this for a little while, for 5-10 minutes, and I'm gonna go underneath. Alright guys, so I've reached the temperature 37 to 43 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna go underneath with the engine running. I'm gonna go underneath and remove the level check plug and see if it drips. Alright, if it drips, then that means that the level is okay. So just leave the car running on park. Alright, I'm gonna go out right now and check the level. Okay, so this is the setup that I have here. So I have a long extension 3/8 with the 8mm hex right there and a ratchet. So I'm gonna go crack that open. Alright guys, so this is loose. I'm gonna put a pan underneath to see to catch all the fluid that's gonna drain out, and if it does that, then we're on good level. Alright guys, so I'm gonna check the level right now, removing the plug, see if it leaks out. With the engine running. There you go guys, so leaking out some extra fluid. Alright, so I'm just gonna let that drip and hose it until it's like just a bit of a drip, not this much. You know what I mean? Like it's almost done. Almost done. Alright. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put the plug back in and shut off the camera for a bit. Alright guys, so that's torqued to 26 foot-pounds and sprayed some brake cleaner in there just to clean those fluids that dripped out. So it's good to go. I'm gonna put the cover back on. And yeah, it made sense putting extra 0.3, 0.4 into the transmission, just so you know, so you don't have to remove the plug from the top again. All you have to do is just drain it from this side, so just make sure that it's not whistling down a bunch of fluid out when you put this level checker plug back in. Alright, so yeah, that's a wrap. That's how you do it guys. Put the wheels back on and you're good to go.